Hello everyone and welcome to Bear the Goods. On this channel, we discuss everything it means to be a man. Not an Andrew Tate fanatic and not a grifting Bitcoin trust me bro, but a real man, real values, how to attain them, and how to apply them in real life. And for our first long form video ever on this channel, I thought we would kickstart things by setting a precedent and doing exactly that. So today I have a handful of videos for you where we're going to break down what's going on, discuss the problems, and tell you exactly how a real man, or in some cases a good parent, would handle themselves in those same situations. And fair warning, some of the content is graphic, some of it is going to have to be blurred, and it might be triggering or bothering for some people who watch this video, so please keep that in mind as you move forward. Of course, please remember to leave a like, comment, subscribe, leave your own ideas and beliefs down in the comment section. It means a lot to me. And if you can, hit that funny little hype button that helps to push small creators' channels. Thank you, and let's get into it. So as we could see in that video, that guy is running all the way down the subway lanes and he is smacking everybody he can get his hands on. Doesn't really matter who, and he takes the most advantage of somebody who is directly not paying attention to him and what's going on and gives her just the absolute worst blow. That could be seriously damaging to her brain. Long-term traumatic issues can come up because of this. And I really don't care about the caption indicating that he was intoxicated. There are plenty of people who get intoxicated and don't do that. There are plenty of people who just go to sleep when they have one beer too many. They don't just run down a subway and assault people. So I think there's a lot more going on than just alcohol involved here. This is clearly someone who is unhinged. And because of that, we're not really talking about his behavior, but the behavior of the men who were involved in the area, watching it happen and doing nothing. A good man stands up for those who are not able to stand up for themselves. A lot of them had no idea what was going to happen, except the very first person, or the person who saw the very first attack. That person or the man next to them or however many people were involved in that circumstance could easily have gotten up and attempted to handle the situation either by protecting others or getting more physically involved in trying to restrain the person while they get the proper authorities out there to take them away. Yes, there is always a risk of danger. There's always a potential weapon to be hidden. There's drugs involved. There's that person just biting you and giving you some kind of weird infection or disease. I'm not trying to discount that. But the point I'm making here is that a good man will stand up for what's right, stand up for others, and he's going to be a good protector. So he would involve himself, step up, save the people who don't know what's coming, or stop him before he does something seriously egregious, like potentially giving that person at the end long-term severe brain damage. We don't live in a nice world. We don't live in a fair world unless we make it that way. Our actions will dictate the actions of others in the coming days. So we need to set the precedent now. So if you want other people to stand up for those who cannot stand up for themselves, you have to be the change. I'm taking a hard stance right here. I don't like pranks. I don't think pranks are funny. I think the only people who benefit from pranks, the only people who benefit from pranks are the assholes who start them themselves, who come up with a plan, initiate the plan, watch the fallout. Those guys get a little kick out of it, unless this happens to you. Now, I will go into my direct criticism of this man here in just a moment, but what I want to do first is applaud him for protecting that person, be it his girlfriend, sister, whoever it is, because he doesn't know that other dude. That's a stranger putting his hands on somebody you care about, and he reacted in a very appropriate way up until a point. And the reason why I'm saying up until a point is because, in my opinion as well, if you're going to brandish a weapon of any kind, but particularly that weapon, it is because there is no hope left. Your whole life, your family's life, whoever's life you're trying to protect is in danger, and you're using that to stop those actions from being carried out. Using it as a method of intimidation can spark a whole mess of problems, not just for yourself later, but also in the moment too. The person you're showing may freak out and rush you for it. Now you either have to fight somebody off without using the weapon or use it and risk some pretty serious consequences. That person might start screaming and freaking everyone else out around you, and now you're public enemy number one for trying to do a good thing. And keep in mind, he was doing a good thing. He was protecting that lady. So if the situation does not call for that kind of need, keep it away. Keep your distance, stay safe, but keep it away unless you absolutely need to use it. Now, as far as the real problem, which is the prankster here, again, pranks don't benefit anyone unless you're a butthead and you enjoy giving people grief throughout their day. I know prank channels are funny. I know they're entertaining. I know they get real reactions out of people sometimes, or at least really well-acted reactions that people, especially young people, can find fun in. They can resonate with it. They can see, oh, that would have gotten me too, or haha, that guy did X, Y, and Z and freaked everybody out or scared them or got that lady to do it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, you're reveling in people's discomfort. You are enjoying other people's issues. That's not fun. That says there's something missing inside you that you're seeking to watch other people's turmoil. And God forbid you want to start a prank channel, please don't. Not only is it just a huge hassle for everyone who you involve in that channel, people have actually been blasted for doing that. Like, have almost been taken off the face of the planet, never to be physically seen again because of those things. So please, don't do that. Keep yourself safe and find something that actually benefits society as a whole. That could be fun for you too, I promise.
Uh-oh.
You think that's just funny? Fuck out of here.
I actually did a short about this video, which would have come out a few days before this video is. So if you want to see a slightly augmented take of what I'm about to say right now, and shorter, you can go check that one out too. So why did it happen in the first place? In short, the guy walked up to have some kind of interaction with Bradley and ended up taking his hat off his head. And he was playing around with it for a little bit. He's already not in the mood for what's happening, and because he's busy, he's filming. And now he's extra agitated. You just stole another man's property. You're a grown man filming yourself taking another man's property. And no offense, you're doing it to someone who could probably cause you some serious bodily harm just by picking you up and throwing you. I mean, it really would be that easy. So when he did give Bradley his hat back, and Bradley was not ready to end the interaction yet until he learned a lesson, it's kind of like you reap what you sow. I applaud Bradley. It may not have been the exact actions I would have taken myself personally, but he stood up for himself and he taught the other guy a lesson. And that lesson was, if you take someone else's stuff and they slap you, it sucks to be you that day, but there's nothing you could have done except, wait for it, not take someone else's stuff. And this is actually a really strong example of what I was just talking about in the last segment when I said prank channel people have gotten themselves hurt doing their pranks, pulling these stunts. People don't want to be involved. They're sick of it. And while gratefully this guy did not get a serious injury, if this wasn't Bradley, if this is just some regular guy who was lifting and he's a little bit more unhinged, and he decided, hey, you stole my hat, great, I'm going to hit you with this dumbbell now. I'm going to make you eat the plate and then stomp on the back of your head. We don't know. You don't know. So stop taking these risks with your lives and stop perpetuating an idea, an ideal, a belief, a concept that doing this is fun. As a man, as a good man, and as a good person, you should want to be different. So I sincerely hope that you are, person watching this video, that you do not want to act like this. This next video is a slight deviation. We're talking about good parenting here more than we are talking about good men here. So let's get right into it.
We don't need to yell. Hey, no, hands are not for hitting. Hands are not for hitting. I don't like that. That hurts until you're ready to be nice. Are you ready to be?
I do think that some proper discipline is very much necessary in that child's life. She doesn't even look that old, honestly. Probably 3, 4 tops. How does she get to a point of understanding where physical violence gets her way? Because let's break that down for a moment. Her immediate reaction that we're seeing, right? It is being filmed, it's content, so perhaps other things took place first. But if I can spitball here, give you a guess. She started off being angry, aggressive, loud, crying, do whatever she could verbally and emotionally, because she is playing on her parents' feelings, to get her way with whatever it was. And when that failed, went to physical violence, throwing things, scratching, biting, trying to twist, and this gentle parenting crap. Let me tell you, there's no such thing as gentle parenting. There's just parenting. You're either doing it right or you're doing it wrong. You could be way too aggressive and you could be super passive, which is what we're dealing with here today. And when you're extremely passive and you don't hold firm boundaries with your child, you let them get away with way too much, and then you don't teach them how to react to loss or being told no or them not getting their way, this is the result. An overreactive emotional response that is going to get someone hurt. If not the person she's attacking, then when they hit her back, it's going to be herself who gets injured. And it's just going to be another case where one day she's filming a prank video stealing some of the chick's hat and then gets slapped across the face, and that'll be the first time she learns, oh shit, if I do things to other people like this, I'm going to get hurt. These are things that we have to learn as children because we're just kids. We know how to be kids. We know how to screw around and not listen to authority. We have to be taught the consequences and the needs as to why we should listen to people who are older than us and have more experience than us. And keep in mind, not every child acts this way. This is an exceptionally poorly behaved kid, and they now need a dramatic remodeling of their behavioral patterns, and it needs to be brought down hard without any deviation, no giving in. They have to have firm boundaries and real consequences for breaking those boundaries. Now, in this last video, I'm going to show you it is not necessarily pranks. It's a bit, but I do want to differentiate because I don't think these are prank channels. I think you see this a lot on like couples channels. They're playing a game with each other that happens to be really fucked up, honestly. So let's check it out.
I told you to Hey, you saw it? Oh my.
What are you talking about? What the fuck? Don't ever do that shit again.
I didn't get snippy. Who are you talking to? Who?
Español.
¿Qué te pasa? Yo te voy a enseñar.
How did you even spawn that?
You're okay with that? What the fuck? ¿Qué te pasa, estúpido?
Getting into the actual video, what we're really seeing here is a bunch of guys who got on a trend of, hey, let me see if I can physically frighten my partner into giving me a funny response for the internet. And genuinely, I think only about half of these videos are real, authentic, not scripted or pre-planned out. And you can kind of see it. Like the lady who kicked up the chancla and threatened him with it like that. Yeah, that was really cool, but that's not going to be anyone's first reaction. She's not going to have practiced that enough times in her life to where someone's physically threatening her, so she thinks, that's not real. But some of those other ones, I applaud those women for being willing to stand up for themselves. But that's pretty fucked up because God forbid they really wanted to hit them. That girl doesn't know that. She's in the middle of a conversation with you, maybe an argument like we saw with the lady with the hose whose husband was clearly going back and forth, said that she was being snippy. She's saying, I'm not being snippy. And so she turns the hose on him, which good for her. But say that man really wanted to hit her. I mean, how bad would that have been? A sucker punch from anybody sucks. Now you got a person who weighs more than you, has more muscle definition than you. That's frightening. And the women in those circumstances don't know what you're doing. And they've been raised, I promise you, they've been raised up to know and understand that, hey, you can get hit really hard by a guy for turning them down, not giving them your number, not giving them enough time out of your day when they're total strangers. You could get assaulted and seriously hurt. I guarantee they were taught that. And now they're living this happy life, they're enjoying themselves, and all of a sudden their significant other is coming at them with a problem. Or maybe randomly, they just did something so small. And then this guy with this awesome idea for a prank is like, oh, I'm just waiting for her to do this little thing. I set up my camera. Just do something little. Just start talking. Just ask me how my day's going. What do you mean, how's my day going? They don't know what's going on. I applaud them again, like I said, for defending themselves or trying to. But if that was a real punch, that would have been it. That would have been lights out. They're intimidating their wives. They're intimidating their girlfriends. A good man is never going to really threaten anybody, right? We can make promises and guarantees. Threats are for weak people. And that's all I got from this, is that those women, whoever they are, and they were not in on this bit, the ones who were not in on it, genuinely freaked out, they are with weak men. In any case, thank you all for joining me on this. I'm sorry it got kind of dark and a little bit emotional at the end of that video. I'm so disgusted by the amount of just indecent, improper behavior we see on a regular basis, which is why I started this channel, to be honest with you, why I started with the shorts, and why I try and talk about the poor behaviors we're seeing in online videos and how to be better people at the end of them. And yes, I do say better men, but that's because I'm a man. It's not about women can't be protectors, women can't be providers, women can't, go back to your kitchen, woman. No, it's just I'm a guy. So I know how to speak from the male perspective and our experience. And I know what it means to bring up a good man. But one thing we should remember is that as good people, we don't go out of our way to harm others, we protect those we love, and we sure as shit don't try and threaten our spouses or significant others for content on the internet. With that said, please remember to subscribe. Please remember to hype if it gives you a hype option. I hope it does. I don't even know how that works. And remember to wake up tomorrow better than you were today.